Hey everybody. So the results are in. Which frame I'm going to build next? Well, by a staggering 70 to 30, it's the Armatin Chameleon. So we're going to go ahead and start building this together, putting together our next quad. Now, I do have all the stuff here laid out on the table. Ooh, yeah, pretty. And get back. And of course, we'll go through this build pretty much step by step. It may be a bit long, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it as nice, neat, and tidy as possible. But I want to do a full build video for you guys here so you can see step by step how it all goes together. So yeah, let's go ahead and get down to the table. Okay, so I'm not going to go into any particular details about every part I put on or anything, because this is supposed to be more of a general build guide for a quadcopter. So I will leave links in the description, down below, for all of the parts that I use here so you can follow along directly. However, this is just going to be, like I said, a general build. So the first thing we have to do, of course, is build the frame. And there we go, there's our chameleon frame, all built and pretty. Yes, I did get the 3-hole screws, not the thumb screws. I figured I'd try something different from everything I've seen because I always have the trouble with my camera sliding down. So that should prevent it. And we'll go ahead and move on to loading our components in there. Alright, and as for my motors, I got the Brother Hobby Returner R4 2206 2450 kV motors. I wanted something with a little more oomph, so that's what I got. So let's go ahead and start mocking everything up. Okay, now we're in the process of mocking everything up. We're going to go ahead and put the ESCs where they're supposed to go on the arms and clip all these wires to the lengths we need them to be. Okay, now we're going to start soldering parts together at this point. So let's get a little closer in so you can see it a little better. Alright, and I'll get soldering real quick. Now what we're looking at, I'm going to put 2 upside down like this and 2 upright up like that. That way I've got my clockwise and counterclockwise motors already sorted. Okay, yes, we're starting to get a little messy up in here, but that's going to happen when you're building the quad. So our next step now is to take all 4 ESCs. You'll notice I have 2 up, 2 down. I explained it in this video up here. But the next step is to attach our positive and negative leads to our PDB. So let's go ahead and do that. While I'm at it, I'm probably going to put the XT60 on there. It sticks right over here. It's pretty. And we'll go ahead and get that put together real quick. Oh, and because I realized I didn't mention it, these are the Racer Star RS30A version 2s. They do run D-Shot. I just figured, why not go for it? On a side note, no, this is not a budget build in any way. This is actually a quite not budget build. The most budget thing I have is these RS30A V2s, and they're still not particularly budget. I mean, I'm running a Runcam Swift 2. I've got the, what is it, the Brother Hobby V4 2206 2450 kV motors. I've got a Rotor Geeks SSD. We'll get into all of that in a little bit here, but no, if you're looking for a budget build, this is not it. Let me put it that way. But like I said earlier, all the links are in the description below. Gritty. So let's go ahead and I have changed cameras at this point due to the fact that I need some zoom for this part, but we're going to go ahead and connect our positive and negative wires and get our VBAT wired in, as well as drop this on real quick, our XT60 connector. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Alright, so this piece here, autofocus, sticks up just a little bit beyond everything, so I'm gonna have to chop off that piece right there in order to make everybody fit. But let me go ahead and grab my Dremel and fix that real quick. Alright, I found a spot for my receiver. Now to get my big ol' honkin' transmitter to fit, we're actually gonna have to decase it and depin it because it's just a little too big to fit in this back area on top of here. So let's go ahead and get that sorted because I kind of want it to sit right there. Okay, I believe at this point we have everything set up power-wise. Now it's time to put the flight controller together. The first thing we gotta do is take these power cables and get some power available for our flight controller. Now I have the Rotor Geeks SSD F3. Each and every different flight controller is gonna have a slightly different setup, but basically what you're gonna have to do is run your power to the flight controller from the battery. You're going to need to run signal wires to this flight controller, and you're probably going to need to run your receiver to your flight controller. Those are going to be the three objects that you really plug in. Beyond that, you know, any LEDs, anything like that, anything you're trying to program through Betaflight would use other UARTs. But let's go ahead and get started by getting some power to this. Alright, now we have to hook up the ESC signal wires to our flight controller here. Make sure everything locks in nice and pretty here. And I think all we have left is to hook up the receiver. Unless I'm forgetting something here. Yeah, I think the last object is our receiver. Just getting her hooked in real quick. And we should be good to go. Okay, now let's just stick her all together here. Give her a quick test with the battery. With a smoke stopper. We'll go into detail on this at some point, but that's the noise you want to hear right there. No lights lighting up. Okay. Looks like we're good to go there. There is one more cable I want to hook up, but that's for me specifically. It's the telemetry cable here. Battery telemetry. There we go. Alright. All my voltages set up and everything to be read. Figure out how to route these wires and go plug her into Betaflight. So there you go, we got her all taped up, done up, got the props on and everything. She's ready to go. This is the new quad, the Chameleon, all finished and done. So, we got the old hotness and the new hotness. The old hotness and the new hotness. Of course, no sooner do I have her together and everything than it has rained and it is gross outside. So I'm gonna have to wait just a little bit. Yeah, move properly. So I'm gonna have to wait just a little bit here before we go out and test it. I guess that'll be for another video. So at this point, that's all I've got for you today. So if you like what I'm doing, go ahead and leave me a like down below. And if you want to see my videos as they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button over Darth Maul's head. That'll help me out a lot too. But that's pretty much it. So I'll see all you guys and gals on the flip side.